Welcome, my friends. It's been a long time since I've recorded any gameplay footage for State of Decay 2 for this channel. Primarily because this channel is usually devoted to traditional roguelikes, right? We play a lot of ASCII games. This ain't ASCII, and it sure ain't a roguelike, although it's got a few roguelike-y elements. That said, it's been brought to my attention that State of Decay 3 is semi-imminent, the next year or so. Maybe as little as the next 6 months or so. And the final version of this game is out, version 38. It actually came out in October of last year. I've only gotten to play it as of the last few days. I've been playing on Xbox. But I saw it was on sale today for Steam. I've never played it on the PC. I'm kind of excited to do so. So we're going to give it a shot now. And I'm going to explain a few extra rules we're going to apply as we go. Yeah. I know all this stuff. All right. We're going to create a new campaign. Now, here's the thing. When I first started playing this game, I'll be honest, I hated it. The very first versions of the game. They've improved it so much over the years. I'm so in love with it now. One of the many things they added to the game was a difficulty level. The maximum difficulty is lethal. That's what I always play on. And to be perfectly honest, even at lethal, I still find it a bit too easy in some aspects. At least if you avail yourselves of some of the options available to you, it gets too easy. So I'm going to outline a few options that we are definitively not going to take advantage of. Rules that we are going to set in place to monitor ourselves to make sure that we can't do things the easy way. Some artificial parameters. The other thing is, I'll be honest, as I said, this is literally my very first time launching this on PC. So some of the rules I'm going to outline don't actually apply to us because you can't do them unless you've already played the game and have legacy pools set up and that kind of thing. I'll talk about that as we go. Nonetheless, I'm going to outline things we will not allow, even if we literally couldn't allow them right now because of the circumstances. Let's create a new community. Let's do that. We're going to skip the tutorial. All right, we're going to put it to lethal. There are actually, you could go down to custom settings and adjust this further. Whoa. We want this all to lethal. I thought it was all lethal. Let's go to all lethal. Everything's lethal. All right. We accept that. Now we got to pick a map. There are actually 5 maps in the game. It only launched with 3. I just finished a playthrough of this on Xbox. I love this map. But I literally just finished it yesterday. Like a 50-hour playthrough. And you can see that the next day, here I am playing again. Of the maps I haven't played recently, that leaves us Meager Valley, which is probably my favorite map, or Drucker County, which is my least favorite map. That said, Drucker County, I think, is the hardest map. So given we're trying to make this as lethal as possible, within reason, I think we're going to take that. It's also the one, I looked through my list of playthroughs, it's the only one I can't account for. It's the only one I don't specifically see that I beat. I have one run-through of this game listed as unknown map that I won. It probably was Drucker, but just in case, let's make sure we have one listed as Drucker for myself. Let's go with accept. I just ate a lot of dairy, guys. I'm allergic to dairy, so obviously it's the ideal time to record the playthrough. Oh, look, you can see. This is hooked up to my Xbox. Info. So it knows that I've already beaten it as a builder, as a trader, as a warlord, but I haven't beaten it as a sheriff. We'll try to beat it as a sheriff this time, but if we don't, that's fine. Whoops, we're not doing anything here. We want to continue. Your past communities want to help you out. Choose up to 2 legacy boons. Now here's the first rule we're applying. No legacy boons. I don't care. What these things do is, as you can see, if we took this, we'd automatically start with base-wide power and water at any base, with no fuel, cost, or thread. Each of these things gives you a bonus that a new community gets. But why would you want that? Why would you want to make the game easier when you can make it harder? Isn't that the fun part of it? If you've already beaten it once without boons, you're clearly capable of beating it without boons. Why make it easier? No boons for us. Now here too, if you wanted to, you can start with 3 survivors. We are going to start with 3. You can fill, there's 2 ways you can approach this. You can fill these slots with legacy survivors. These are people you've already beaten the game with in previous games, characters, and stick them in here and be like, this awesome character is coming into play at the start of my mission. I guess if you want to make the game easier, that's a great way to do it, but why? Isn't watching them level up part of the fun? Why rob yourself of that? Secondarily, you can randomize these, which is what we're going to do. But to be honest as well, when you choose a random character, if you don't like that character, you can just pull the right trigger here and it'll randomize it again. We're not going to do that. This is step 2 of making this lethaler than lethal. We're going to take whatever 3 characters he gives us. I don't care how bad they are. I don't care if they have cataracts. I don't care if they have 1 lung, both of which are traits you can start with. Whatever we get, the first pull of the trigger is what we're starting with. So let's randomize this guy and see what we got. All right, we start with Dante Roberts. He is a sheriff, so if we make him our leader, we may get to do the sheriff victory condition. I'll try and do that. You can see his traits here, and we can get more detail on it. I forget how. Maybe press A? Yeah, A. He had a paper route, so that affected some of his skills. Maybe his cardio went up a bit because he'd had that. He's a guitarist. That affected his skills. You can see he has the music skill down here, which gives him plus 100% standing rewards. We'll get into that later on. Plus 2 morale, for the whole community. Plus 25 influence per day and knowledge of the arts. That's pretty cool. And he has traumatic flashbacks, so he provides negative 7 morale. So his net effect on the community is negative 5 morale. His traumatic flashbacks override his skill with the guitar. He starts with these things we can see right here. He's got a pipe, this blunt weapon. He's got a 7-point backpack. We'll talk about that later. He's got a little rusty screwdriver. This makes no difference. It's only cosmetic. Starts with a couple of bags of snacks and a couple of bags of bandages. Let's go back. We're going to keep him because we said we keep whatever we get. All right, let's pull the right trigger and see who else is joining Dante. We got Rhea. She has the warlord trait. Let's go ahead and look at her. She was a security guard. That affected her starting skills. She had a loud neighbor, so she learned to soundproof, and that affected her starting skills. You can see it down there. And she has imposter syndrome, minus 50% standing rewards. She does not believe in herself. Soundproofing lowers our noise by 4. We'll talk about that later on. She started with the exact same gear that the other dude did, coincidentally. And let's pull the trigger here. We got Benjamin Yu. He played sports and he's a barbecue master. Whoops. Let's go look at him. His cooking skill's pretty good. If it has a ball, I've played it. Barbecue master. You can make the egg salad, but nobody touches the grill but me. So that gave him his cooking skill. I guess that's good. Cooking skill is not a skill I'm particularly enthused about. Not something I really worry about in the game. But we started with it, so whatever. We'll take what we got. We got a barbecue dude, a guy with traumatic flashbacks, and a girl with imposter syndrome. At least he has no negative traits that I can see. These two are actively kind of bad. At least she's quite bad. He's not as bad, but bad. But it doesn't matter. We're going to start with these guys. Dante, Rhea, and Ben. Let's go. We'll watch the little intro cinematic if there's nothing else to do before we dive in, and we'll take it from there. Start community. Do you want to go with these guys? Yeah. Here we go. I'll explain what we're trying to do in the game. I'll explain all of it as we go. But let's watch for now.
And we're empty. Again.
So, whose turn is it to find more fuel?
Not me. Last time I almost walked right into a horde.
I have a better idea. We could settle down here instead of moving on.
I admit it looks better than the last couple of towns we came through.
Now that you mention it, it does kind of feel homey.
It's settled. This town is where we'll set up our new base. We just have to find a spot that's defensible, maybe with some room to expand.
How about that Santa Claus house? So here we go. We're starting as Ben, apparently. Let's call Crouch in case we get... Okay. We'll talk about this in a second. This is giving us a tutorial because I've never played on PC before. Crouch, you bastard. Crouch. Crouch, damn it. How do I crouch in this mode? Is there a special tool I need to use to crouch this dude? In standard Xbox, you use the B key. Is that not right? I'm holding B. It's not doing anything. Interesting. I'm going to have to figure out the rules as we go. That may make this unintentionally lethal. Let's introduce rule number 2 that we are not allowed to do. In our game, this is a really easy way to kill plague hearts in the game. We'll talk about that later. You can climb on top of your vehicle. As long as you're on top of your vehicle, and I can't crouch for some reason. My guy has bad knees, maybe. As long as you're on top of your vehicle, you can't be touched. Literally, the enemy cannot touch you, which is stupid. Undead Labs, that's stupid as heck. Why, look how damaged my vehicle is. Why couldn't they at least damage the vehicle when I'm standing on here? They can't. You're totally immune. So here's rule number, whatever it is. we are not ever allowed to stand on our vehicle. We can stand on other things. If other aspects the map allow it, including other damaged vehicles that had nothing to do with us parking them there for convenience of having a personal zone of safety, we can stand on it, but not our own vehicle. Ever. Let's open the trunk. This thing's busted, as you can see. It's not going to go anywhere. It's got no doors. It's also out of gas. You can see that right here. So we're going to go ahead and open the trunk, though, and take what's in here. We started with, we got a medical rucksack. Let's give that to Dante here. Let's access his inventory. Let's press right bumper. Everything's working except for the B key on my Xbox controller. I better figure this out because we have to, that's like job one. If we don't do that, we're screwed. I'll carry this myself. How the fuck do I crouch? Let me try a different key. Nope. That's normal. How do I crouch, guys? That's jumping. That's the opposite of crouching. I can defy gravity. I can't succumb to it. Let me pause it for a second to see if I can see some just basic controls. Because if we can't crouch, we will die in the first 20 minutes of the game. I don't care about any of this. Let me try switching characters and see if it's just a quirk of this guy. Oh, we can't, apparently. Can't switch to him yet. Alright, we're going to try and get to our base, and we'll resolve it once we're there. The fact that we can't crouch is a serious problem. Do I have to double tap it? No. Tap it and pull down. How about down on the... No, literally all the controls are identical to what they are on Xbox. Except this.
Careful. That screamer can bring out a lot of plague zombies.
Oh, fuck. Where's the screamer? I press the backspace key. That brings up the map. We can see there's a screamer over there. We don't want to mess with him. There's a bloater over there. We don't want to mess with him. I'll explain all that later. I need to resolve this inability to crouch, or this game is literally unplayable. What the hell am I going to do? We cannot get to our base if we can't crouch. Maybe we go confront that screamer head on now. Let's go deal with this guy. He's going to see us. Literally all the controls are identical, except pressing X to attack. Except there's a screamer over there. You can see him right there. Let's ignore everything en route to our house until we can figure out how the hell to frickin' crouch, guys. Look at all these zombies out front of my house that I can't sneak by because I can't crouch. I'm going to go deal with this guy because he's going to see me. I'm just going to go kill him. Good way to kill zombies. You kind of press B to dodge beyond them, and then assassinate them from behind with the Y button on your Xbox controller. I don't know how you do it with the keyboard. It could be this controller. Maybe the B key is a bit messed up. I'm willing to bet that. It might be my only wired controller. Alright, we're home. The first thing we got to do, this is where we're going to move. Every map starts with a nearby home. That is your only option at the start of the game. But in order to claim it, you first have to clear it of zombies. So let's turn on our... Oh! Okay, got it, guys. Down on the left thumbstick, for some reason, is crouch here. That's going to take me some getting used to. And how do we turn on our flashlight, then? That's how it is in the normal game. I don't know how you turn on your flashlight right now. I have to figure that out now. At least we figured out how to crouch. Okay, let's sneak around our house. Now you see all these little dots on the screen here. These little square in the map in the bottom left of the screen. We have to visit each of those to make sure there's no zombies here. Ideally, I would have some light to do this, like a flashlight, say. But this flashlight ain't working. She got it. Good job, Rio. Nothing in here. Let's go upstairs and check it out and see if it's clear. Oh, it's going to take me a while to get used to that way to crouch, guys. Right thumbstick is not hit. Right thumbstick opens emotes, which I never use.
I guess we're good.
Alright, this place is clear. Let's go ahead and claim it as our own. We go to this little place we can press Y and claim it. This is free. It's a free place because we don't have anything to spend right now, so it's automatically free. The only spot on the map that will be free. We now live here. Let's drop off our food. See this big rucksack of food. Let's drop that off. Let me go get Dante's backpack. Whatever he had. Munitions, maybe? Where are you, Dante? Let's get them started on doing some stuff. You can see our base started a bit wrecked. Let's get them cleaning the master bedroom. Get them to clean that up. Right now you can see it's a... You can kind of see it's a total dive. You can see it easier if I had a flashlight. I'm going to have to figure this out. All right. Where did Dante go? I heard a door shut. He probably went inside. Dante! For the love of God, Dante. There he is. You were carrying that thing. Let's get your inventory. I'm going to get your med sack. We're going to put it over here. So, at the start of a game, you always have the same first 2 missions available to you. And you have to kind of do them. And they're kind of boring, but we got to do them. So let's start going over here. You can see on the screen there, it's showing us where we want to go. 157 meters to get there. We're going to go over there. What we're doing is looking for materials so we can start building our base up. Often it has you scout via a taller location so you can figure out where to look for materials, but apparently we know. There's nothing around us. Let's go ahead and... God, it's going to take me a while to get used to that, guys. Sorry. Let's scavenge this while we're going by. Something in this trunk. Another rule we are disallowing. You have access. Oh, we got a pack of cheap smokes. We can trade those. They're very, very, very valuable. If we look here at our base, you can see in the this box we're looking at here in the top left corner right here. You see that 3,000 next to that Star Trek symbol? Those are red talent points. You can get those by playing the game on Daybreak, or apparently you start with 3,000. They can be used to build really awesome facilities and stuff. But not for us. No red talent facilities, no red talent expenditure points. We're going to crouch before you get seen by. That is a plague zombie. We'll talk about that. That is a bloater over there. The bloater will pop if we get too close to it and poison us badly, possibly kill us. Pressing A to climb over stuff, which apparently loses you your crouch status. Alright, we're okay. When you're crouched, you can't be seen as well. Okay, they fixed the queen-size bed. Let's have them clean up this trash here as well. That'll make that slot available to build. Whoa! This guy's here. Whoa, he knocked me down and everything. There, she's dead. I did not expect her there. We got a little bit of damage. At least it was a standard zombie. Standard zombies cause damage. You can see my health bar in the bottom left under the big circle, the red bar. It's a little bit lower now because she got me. But if it was a plague zombie, it would also cause disease. Plague. We don't want that. Found some screws. Found something else I didn't notice. Sorry, I'm used to just grabbing stuff. I'll try and explain what things are as we go. Construction materials. That's exactly what we came for. Now, this guy started with an 8-point backpack, a bulky 8-point backpack. So we can carry 8 inventory items plus a rucksack on our back. These are some treats. We can trade that as well. We also got some seeds, which you can use later on for gardening, and parts. I call them screws sometimes, which we can use to repair stuff and stuff. Oh, he's leaving. I was about to go assassinate him, but he's gone. Oh, let's look at some stuff that's here and note what we find. Probably another rucksack of materials, and we don't want that right now because we can't carry it. You can see how long it's taking him to search. You can search faster. Yeah, it is. If we get our wits skill up, which we can partially get up by PS searching. That contributes to it. All of your skills improve with use. I hear a horde, guys. I hear like a lot of zombies. Parts. I hear it over there to the left. I just figure we're out and about. Why not grab some extra stuff? That is a water cooler. We can use that to supply water to an individual like gardening plot or farm. Let's see if there's anything here in passing. No, this is already... You can see on the map there it's black. That means it's already totally looted. The symbol for this coffee thing, this is an espresso... Dirty Bird espresso. Oh, God, it's going to take me a while to get used to it. Sorry. If it's black, it means it's already been looted. There's nothing there to get. You see our stamina bar depleting as we run, but we are improving our cardio by doing that. The more we carry, if you look right now, you see we're traveling heavy. You see above the knife that's highlighted there, traveling heavy, red. That means we use double stamina whenever we try and do something that requires stamina. So you don't want to walk around that heavy if you can avoid it. Let's go ahead and drop this. We got 5 materials. That might be enough to build something. It wants us to build something right now to comply with the mission. So we're going to build an infirmary as our first thing. We have now 8 construction materials. We got 5 from that rucksack. We must have had 3 before. Let's start work on this. You can see it's going to take a bit of time. So while they build it, let's go back out and grab the rest of the construction materials we found. You can see in the top left right now on their base screen, a lot of things are red. Munitions, construction materials, fuel. We'll go deal with them in a minute. When things are red, it lowers the morale, or even yellow, it lowers the morale of your team. They're worried that you're going to run out of supplies, rightly. And also, if we don't have enough construction materials, things can start breaking in our base. You need stuff on hand just to repair. So let's go get these other construction materials we found before we deal with the next mission. The next are the first 2 missions. That's the first mission done. Let's go ahead and loot this Tartan Mart, or whatever it is, this convenience store on our left. Because we're passing it, and we're going home with these construction materials anyway. Oh, shit. Gonna take me some time. It's telling us about special outposts. There's a special landmark outpost. We'll worry about that later.
Good hustle, everyone. That's one more project complete.
The infirmary is built. That enables us to craft some simple healing supplies. We want to get that to a level 2 infirmary as soon as possible. That'll start passively healing us and stuff. Got a few medicines. Oh, I forgot to drop off all the crap I'm carrying. I'm narrating and therefore I'm not playing very well. Sorry. I'm carrying a ton of stuff and I forgot to drop it off when we were home. That was dumb. I can't carry that right now. We're going to have to come back for it, the medicines. I will return for it and grab it in a second. We can speed up our search. There's lots of stuff here we need. Let's go ahead and drop everything off at home while the getting's good, and we'll come back out and do the mission in a minute. Build his cardio up while there's nothing around. Running attracts attention. More so than just walking. Crouching attracts the least. Making a lot of noise, like firing a gun, attracts a lot of attention. You don't want to do that unless you have to. Let's drop off these construction materials. We're not going to do anything with them right now. Let's just let them sit there. Let's drop off all the crap we're carrying. What the hell was I thinking? We'll keep just the snacks and the bandages. The bandages are a slow healing item. They take a while to apply, but they heal a lot of health. As opposed to those pills we found, which are instant, but heal only a little bit of health. The snacks will restore your stamina fast, but only a small amount. There's a horde right there. Let's not attract its attention. We're far enough away it won't detect us. That's a screamer over there, or a screamer. Screamers will scream if you approach them, attracting the attention of a lot of surrounding zombies. It can get deadly fast. They can also spit sort of this vile crap at you. It's going to take a minute to return all this shit. After we drop this off... Sorry, the level 1 infirmary will actually start healing health too. You see he has a little bit of health missing. The level 1 infirmary will patch that up as he waits. But it won't hurt him if he's got a more severe injury, like a break or something like that. He's got... there's 2 different classifications of injuries. I forget what they are. If he's got any of those, it won't help them unless we have a level 2 infirmary. So when we get more construction materials, that's probably the first thing we'll build. Screamer's still there. It's got a guy next to him now. He can't see me from this far away. Grab this last thing home. We're going to swap him out to let him heal a bit. And also because he'll eventually get tired. I don't want him tired in the field. He won't get tired that fast, mind you, but why not let him rest? He's done his part for now. I'm not sure if it continues to count towards your stamina, or your cardio, if you keep sprinting while you're unable to sprint. I have no idea if that applies. Here's some more food for us, guys. Alright. We got that out of the yellow, it's into white now, so is meds, so is construction materials. Let's switch over to let's be Rhea. For now. She's standing there doing nothing. Let's go, lazy bones. Alright, we want to go do this other mission that popped up. Talk to Dick, the villagers, to learn what his group needs. They are where? There they are. You see them on the map. It's automatically selected as our sole story goal. Oh, fuck me. So, we got to watch out here. There is a feral. We've already seen on the map. That is an extremely deadly zombie that could kill us pretty easily. Nonetheless, we got to do this. So let's do it by daylight rather than nighttime. And here's the truth. If you quit and save the game, zombies like that will redistribute. They won't. That feral wouldn't necessarily be there. It could be somewhere else. It could be somewhere much deadlier. There could be something right nearby, but it wouldn't be there. So if you really want to cheat, you could just at this point realize, oh, this mission is going to be tougher than normal because of this feral. Let's go ahead and quit and save the game and reload it. But that's another way that I think is just too stupidly cheatful. Is that a word? Cheaty. That's not a word. So, our rule is no. You can't just. We're gonna make it a rule that you can't ever quit and save the game unless we're at base or at an outpost, or truthfully, if I really have to go for some reason, if my house is on fire or I'm playing right before work and my boss shows up and says, "Hey, get your ass in here or you're fired." Admittedly, I will quit then. But short of anything like that, we're not gonna quit the game if we're in danger, if we're in any form of danger, and that includes, sometimes you can flee from zombies and you can get on top of a roof. You can wait, and sometimes the zombies will disperse, but sometimes they really, really won't. They just hang around for a long while. Let's start crouching again. I don't know where that feral is. Once we're over this thing, we'll crouch. We're not going to allow ourselves to quit if there's any possibility we could be in danger. If we're stuck on that roof, we've got to get the hell off the roof and find a way to get away. If the zombies don't disperse after waiting, we can't just quit and save the game and say, hey, they dispersed. The final rule, I think, unless I'm forgetting something, is let's be honest. This game has bugs. At least on the Xbox, it has some serious bugs. My last playthrough, I was driving my car on 2 separate occasions, and the car spontaneously exploded for no reason. Didn't kill my guy, but it left me in very, very great danger. The temptation to say, hey, the game cheated. Let's talk to this guy first. Our new neighbor, you should talk to our leader, Dick. Let's see what they have to trade, first of all. They have munitions and a toolkit. Man, we need that. But let's complete their mission first. They'll like us more and we'll get a better discount. Let me go talk to their leader, and once we're on our way, we'll discuss the other thing we were talking about. Damn it. Hey, Dick. Our supply of plague samples is run low. If you can find more, we have fuel to trade. Oh, well, that'd be great.
The safest way to collect samples is by killing plague zombies. The best place to find them is in the territory around a plague heart. Those things basically infect their whole environment. Let me tell you, it ain't pretty.
Up.
Just destroy the plague heart itself to get a bunch of samples. That's more dangerous. Before you get started, you better load up and be ready to fight.
Let's avoid that thing. Alright, so it's telling us... Oh, Christ, it's way down here.
Let's hope this pays off. We could use allies out here.
Yeah, we're on lethal. I was afraid it wasn't really lethal. It looks like we have a lot of zone around us where we can explore safely. And I thought, Jesus, it can't be lethal. It's too easy. We're moving towards that feral a little bit. Let's it's somewhere to our right. Let's just keep our distance. If we stay away from it, it won't see us. If it sees us, we'll have to run back to those guys and have them defend us. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, your own characters will sometimes go out and do stuff. He found some snacks and painkillers and some road flares. Yeah, it can be really the temptation to say, hey, the game cheated, therefore I can safely cheat by turning my thing off. You know, say when that car exploded, for instance, my character wasn't killed, but all these zombies swarmed me and I did die. And it can be very easy to say, well, it wasn't my fault. The car exploded for literally no reason. That wouldn't have happened. Therefore, I'm going to at least quit the game and come back and say, I'm not surrounded by zombies. But the problem with that is, where do you draw the line, right? Where do you say that's cheating and that's not? Let's hope this bloater doesn't see us, or let's hope that guy doesn't see us. He did, though. Ah, fuck. Let's get away from this bloater. Bloater saw us. Let's attract the attention of the bloater so it runs at us and then run away. If you don't have a missile weapon, that can be a good way to make them pop. That might have attracted the attention of the feral, that popping. Let's hope not. If we go in that, we will be hurt and we'll take infection as well, like plague infection. Now what we're trying to do out here is we're trying to kill some plague zombies. When you kill a plague zombie, there's maybe a 10% chance. I'm not sure what the exact chance is. Based on my rough estimations, I'd say a 10% chance that it drops a plague sample. And we need 3 plague samples. We killed 1 plague zombie back there. We're probably going to have to kill another 29 or so to get the requisite plague samples to complete this mission. They'll be more prevalent, though, inside plague territory, which is, again, I'm really surprised there's so little plague territory around here. We're really got a lot of room. We've eaten some food back home. We've gotten some influence. I think one of our characters gave us free influence each day as a trait or something like that. 0 of 2. Are we sure we're in lethal? I hope it's, by setting those 3 to lethal instead of just setting the whole thing to lethal, I hope it's still lethal. There's not a screamer over there. Because it feels a little easy to me in the sense that there's so much territory. We're entering plague territory now. But so much of this map is unclaimed by plague. And it says we only need 2 plague samples when I've always needed 3 in the past. I saw a plague zombie over there somewhere. There he is. Let's get behind him and assassinate him. I know.
I can taste blood in the air. I think a plague heart is nearby. Probably lots of plague zombies, too.
Neither of them dropped any plague samples. I don't like being this far from home with a starting character. We're really far from home in moderately treacherous terrain. It makes it a little scary for me. And again, the fact that the nearest plague territory was so far from home makes me wonder if we're not playing on too easy a difficulty, despite the fact that I'm looking at the 3 sliders. And I think I set the outer one to lethal as well. Just seeing if it has like a difficulty notation anywhere. Difficulty here. Oh, I want that kept there. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. I guess. I mean, all lethal does is set those 3 parameters to max, as far as I know. But I've never messed with them before, so by demonstrating what they do for you, I may have done something I've never done before. Can we get over this cliff at all? Or is this a moot cause? Ugh. And I chose Drucker County as the hardest county, and this is why. It's filled with these crevasses that make it really hard to get around. But that's okay. I don't mind the extra challenge. Hear another horde out there, and if you can hear that or not. Somewhere ahead to the left. There's a plague zombie right there if we can get to it. If I can get up this escarpment here. I think it's a little too steep. I'm not getting up that, am I? Come on, baby. No. Alright. That means we got to keep going along this this ridge line and find a way up as the sun goes down. Another plague zombie right there. There we go. We found a way up. Let's go get this guy. No plague sample. Nothing. There's something eating in the bushes over there. Let's leave that one alone. Stick to the ones we can see. We're definitely not going for that plague heart. That would be suicide at this stage in the game. If we kill the plague heart, we would get a lot of plague samples, among other things. But it would also be death to us. So I promised I would explain the general idea of the game, which I will do now. So your primary purpose in this game is eventually you'll elect a leader. And that leader will have certain things it wants done. And when you finish accomplishing what your leader wants, you win the game. You lose, of course, if everybody in your community is dead. But in order to... There we go, our first plague sample. We have one. Apparently we only need one more. I thought we needed 3. Whoa, crouch, crouch. They won't see your flashlight. In order to get to the point where you can complete your leader's missions, there's a first task. And that first task, to be honest, is 95% of the game, maybe 98% of the game. And that is this entire map is filled with plague hearts. We can see one of them on the map right there. It's in that building, right? It gave us that for free. It told us where it was. You have to find them, and you have to destroy them one by one. How many there are and how easy they are to kill is based on your difficulty. On lethal, there are usually about 30. Maybe a little more, maybe 33, I don't know. Scattered across the map that we have to locate and destroy one by one. And until we do so, we can't win the game. Now you can see on the map right here, you see a little ZZZZ? That indicates the plague heart is asleep. All the plague hearts on the map start the game asleep. They will wake up under one of 2 circumstances. If you directly attack it, it'll instantly wake up and stay awake for the rest of the game until you destroy it. I guess one of 3 circumstances. If you kill enough zombies in its territory, and the zombie knows you did it, it doesn't count if you assassinate it. I don't think it counts if you use like a crossbow to kill it from a distance silently. But if we attack it head on, let's get the screamer. I'll show you something else. Look at this little map glitch. We got hovering rocks here. You see we got some influence for that. We got 5 influence points for doing that. And it won't scream now. There's a couple of plague zombies we can go kill to get our plague samples. Maybe I always only needed 2. Maybe I'm wrong. If you kill enough zombies and the zombie knows you killed it, it telepathically communicates with its plague heart. Hey, somebody killed me. There's a human here. That'll wake the plague heart up. Fuck. Between these 2. Without being seen. Eventually you get a feel for where you got to be to avoid being seen. Zombies have a very limited vision directly ahead of them and a very, very small cone side to side. At least when you're crouched. They can also hear you. I want to get these two, but I don't know how to get to them without getting seen.
Oh, this place is just awful.
A little dangerous coming in here because we don't know what else is walking around in here. Here, our wits went up. Your wits can raise in one of two ways, or one of several ways. Searching will help raise your wits over time, and assassinating zombies will help raise your wits over time. We'll talk about what that means later. Let me finish my thought on waking zombie plague hearts up. So, yeah, killing zombies when they know you're there. A screamer screaming will wake them up a lot. Now, the truth is, usually, unless a lot happens at once, if a plague heart is starting to become wise to you, you'll get a message that says the plague heart stirs. A nearby plague heart stirs. And as long as you stop doing things to wake it up, for an hour of real-world gameplay time. We can hear one around here. Can't see it. As long as you do that, the plague heart will go back to sleep. Fully asleep. One's right there. Let's go get it. Ah, crouch. I'm used to it maintaining your crouch when you climb over a wall. Doesn't seem to do that here in the PC version. So yeah, once a plague heart is awake, it will periodically send out hordes. And the hordes will go and infest areas. Infestations are problematic because they lower your morale of your whole team. And eventually infestations grow and become more difficult to take care of. And when they grow big enough, they actually start sending out infestations. So it becomes an exponential problem if you don't take care of infestations kind of early. And infestations that eventually find their way near to your home, once they've infested a place near your home, it'll show up as orange on your map instead of green on your map. Then they can actually launch attacks directly on your base, sieges. And those can be not too bad if it's a small siege, or they can be absolutely game-ending if it's a big siege that can kill all your people, depending on your situation at home and how big the siege is. So the bottom line is, take care of infestations fast, and avoid infestations in the first place by not letting any plague hearts wake up if you can avoid it for as long as possible. Get too many of them wake at once, and the game can get very difficult. That happened to me in my last game. Here was a bloater there. Come on, we're due. We're due for another plague sample here. There's one down there. I can see him, but I'm not going near that bloater if I can avoid it. Yeah. Let's find something else to pick on. Here's one over here. We're very far from home. We might climb up this billboard in a second, and I'll show you something interesting about the game. We're staying crouched even when we're far away, because if we get spotted right now, it could be deadly. If we get swarmed, we're going to lose. Or if one of these things screams and alerts like a feral or some other terrible beast out there, we're going to lose. There's our other plague sample. We don't need any more. That said, we're close to this billboard, so let's go there. Unlimited is great with Quad Phone 98, or COD Phone, I guess. Like I said, we don't need any more plague samples, but if we pick up one on the way, that's fine, and get us a bit of wits to kill this guy, so let's go ahead. And we're going to climb up on that billboard. Now, the game has a bunch of different scouting points. If you climb them, you can look around, and it'll put things on your map. So you know where things are, both buildings and special zombies. It'll put them on your map. Let's press the left bumper here to speed up. You can do that when you're running, to run or to climb a ladder faster. We got to climb all the way to the top here. All right, we're up here. You don't have to crouch, but I'm going to do it just so I don't get spotted. And we're going to pull the left trigger to aim, and there, we start putting things on our map. So we know more about what's around. Look at all these wonderful places we could loot. How are they lootable? No, they're not lootable. They're just on here. And you see a lot of them are already looted. The black ones are already looted. These ones are in. They're lootable, but they're not settleable. Like, we've got two more plague hearts on the map too. There you saw, right? We got these, or one more. We got two plague hearts we're aware of now. What's here? That's another screamer over there. A truck depot, that'd be useful. Tartan Mart.
Floater, don't let it get close. Okay.
Another plague heart over there. That's it. That's all we're going to see. Let's get down from here and get back to the people who want these plague hearts. You can pull the left trigger when you're descending to slide down fireman style. I hear something nearby underneath me, and I want to be very careful about alerting it. It's close to me. Let's pray it doesn't look. Alright, we gotta get home. Back this way is the easiest way. Is the feral still between us and there? No. Is this the easiest way? Where the hell are we going? Yeah, way the hell back there. You can see this on the map. This is another base we could theoretically settle. Mike's Concrete. We'd have to have at least 6 people in our party, and it would take 1,500 influence. Influence is the currency in the game. We currently have 446. We may have started with some, I'm not sure. Screamer right there. Got a clear run here. There's nothing around me, I think. Once we complete this mission, the standardized missions that you have to do in every game will be done, and we'll be able to do whatever we want, which is, of course, the fun part of the game. We took the most direct route across, but how direct is it, of course, if we got to deal with these valleys and shit? Might have been wiser to stick to a road. You can fall, by the way, you can fall to your death or fall and injure yourself, so be a little bit careful, of course. That sound did not alert these guys, surprisingly. Like, falling off this would probably kill me. Let's not go near the edge of that. We may have to go over there to get up. Unless I start descending, well, we can see a place to go down that's not too treacherous. Ah! Apparently I was wrong about the treacherosity of that area. There's a little wall over here. It might be something there, like a campsite or something we can loot. There is. There's something here. Let's loot it on the way by. Why not? We're here. It'll make us a little weighted down, of course, but so be it. Cleaver. You can see all the weapons have very different aspects. This one dismembers things really well. It's more likely to kill on an initial hit than the pipe is. Less likely to knock them down, that kind of thing. Pile of weapon remains. We can, when we have a workshop, we can actually strip that down and get some parts out of it. Some parts. And another blunt weapon. This one's harder to use. You can see the ease of use. That means it uses more stamina, but it'll last longer. Whoops, let's take it. It won't break as easily as our pipe. Other than that, it seemed pretty identical. Is there nothing over here? Let's get some speed going here. Good idea not to charge over a crest of a hill in case there's a bloater there like that. There's a campsite too, so we'll go loot it on the way by. If it's not already looted. by those who came before us. How do we get up there? Press A to jump. Is that going to climb? No, I can't climb that way. Rock's too rounded or something. There's a duffel bag here we can loot. There's something else on the table. I can't see a lunch pail, maybe? Ooh, an 8-point light backpack. You can see it's got a different shape than the one that Ben had. It's a modern lightweight. It weighs less. And it carries 8 slots. We'll press X to put that on. We're now carrying the old 7-pointer. We'll grab those parts that'll stack with the other parts we had. And some pills. All right, let's go home now. We can't carry anything else really aside from a rucksack of major resources. We're 122 meters from where we got to go. Drop off these samples and be done with the mission. I would love to loot that electrical box. You could probably get some electronics out of it. We could use later on, but can't carry anything more, so why bother? I can't tell if that zombie heard. No. Did it? Wasn't sure if the bloater heard that. If it did, I was going to go attract his attention so these guys don't get jumped. Come here, buddy. This game has permadeath for you and for every character in the game, including the NPCs, so you want to be a little careful. Let's get this mission done with. Come here, buddy. We don't have to crouch anymore. Come here. Dude, stop running around your house. Dick. You dick. You get your hands on those plague samples? Like I said before, I'll trade you fuel. Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, got fuel on my back now. And we got 500 influence for that. And we're now totally burdened. Let's mark this with an A so we can see it on our map, that little yellow arrows where we want to go. That's our home. Let's get home with what we got. There was a feral around. I should be a little careful, shouldn't I? It's somewhere over here, behind us.
Hey, you there? These plague hordes are really messing with the neighborhood. Should we clear them out?
That is the plan, Dante. So by killing them, not by assassinating, you don't improve your wits, you improve your fighting. There's a lot of specialization stuff that comes into play. We'll talk about that later when it comes into play. Right now it won't. But for now, you can know that increasing your fighting skill will increase your health bar. Increasing your cardio skill will increase your blue bar, your endurance bar. Wits will increase your searching speed, for one thing. And shooting will increase the stability of your gun. And eventually, all of those will unlock specializations too. We'll talk about that. But not right now. Let's drop all our stuff off.
I'm home.
And then we'll check the time to see how we're doing and see if we want to keep playing for now in this episode or start a new episode later. Fuel dropped off. That's good. I should get it out of the red. And let's drop off all this other stuff we found. So, at the moment, there's not much else for us to do but loot. Let's start by looting all the stuff around us. We'll start looting these things. See what we can find. I'll stay on with Leah. She's fine. Let me check the time, though, guys. 1 second here. Let me pause it. And let me just look at my recording here. We've been recording for an hour. So, with that in mind, I'm going to exit the game. That'll be our intro to State of Decay 2, Lethaler Than Lethal, with those rules I outlined to you. That one about standing on the cars especially. If you want to make your game easier, drive your car, stand on top of it to kill plague hearts. You'll do it in no time flat. But it takes a lot of the challenge out of the game, and what's the point of that? Red talent stuff can make it a lot easier. We're not doing any of that. Having a legacy pool guys can make it a lot easier. We're not doing any of that. Having boons can make it a lot easier. We're not doing any of that. Obviously, deliberately cheating by turning the game off when you're in danger can make it a lot easier. We're not doing any of that. For now, we're going to call it quits. I hope you're enjoying this. And again, I recognize this channel is primarily devoted to roguelikes. But I have diverged into other games occasionally when the whim hits me, and the whim is hitting me hard today. And the game was on sale, so I'm going to play it for a bit. Hope you're enjoying it. Have a great day wherever you are, and I will talk to you soon. Exit the game. Yes. Note, partial mission progress will not be saved. We don't have any missions ongoing, so that's totally fine. And there we go. See you later.